What's going on, my peoples? It's your boy, Mr. OBF, back one time for your mind. Welcome to the OBF, the network, people. Make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button so you guys get the live streams when we go live, people. And if you can, donate to the channel. Go to OBF, the real Cash App. And we highly appreciate anything you guys donate to the channel. Alexa, turn kitchen lights to 1%. Damn, it's dull in that one. Okay. All right, people. Let's get it in, man. Let's talk about this Karmelo Anthony trial real quick. Shout out to my brother Booker in the building. What up, Book? Shout out to my brother, my little brother LT in the building. What up, LT? Yeah, look, I haven't talked about sports in a minute. Hopefully we'll jump a little bit into that. Listen, hey man, them motherfucking Knicks. Listen, I said this shit last year. I just thought they was just like they coached. Thibodeau was a good coach, but he an old school coach. You know what I mean? Sometimes you need that with young teams and shit, right? Or if you're trying to like build a team, yeah, you need somebody like Thibodeau. Hopefully I'm saying his name right. But with them motherfucking team is kind of established a little bit. After a while, they grow. Thibodeau don't know how to go to that next level for me. That's the only thing. He not he a coach that you can have to build some shit, right? But he not a coach to like go, take him past that point. You know what I'm saying? Because he old school. But shout out to Mike Brown, man. Mike Brown doing a hell of a fucking job with the New York Knicks, man. Shout out to the fucking Knicks, man. Shout out to New York. It's been a long time coming. Look, I got my money on the Knicks. It's very, very highly possible they can sweep them. It could be over. It might be over by what? Tuesday or Wednesday? It might be over. And if I'm the Knicks, I'm trying to sweep their ass. So we ain't got to go back to San Antonio. We can party. It's summertime. Motherfuckers in fucking New York. It's summertime too. Motherfuckers it's probably lit up that motherfucker in New York. I'm just telling you that now. It's probably lit. So shout out to New York, man. Shout out to the New York Knicks, man. Listen, I liked the Knicks through the playoffs. Well, my biggest team was the Knicks, and who else was it? Was it just I like the Detroit, but I just think they was missing a piece, right? But I was with New York. I thought New York would be in the finals, so it's not really shocking me what they're doing. The Spurs was kind of like they came out of the blue for me, so I'm not like tripping off the expectations. Like I ain't tripping like motherfuckers like they were trying to crown Wemby and shit because he beat the Thunder and shit. Like I'm like, yo, come on, bro, slow down, yo. He's not the best player in the fucking league. Like stop. Like the dude 22 is his first time at the finals. If he win a championship, yeah, we give him props. He top 5, but is he the best player in the league? No. You know what I mean? I still got what's the name over I still got the Joker over Wemby. Giannis would probably be over Wemby if he was healthy. I still got Shea over him, even though he beat Shea in them. You know what I mean? Luka, you know what I mean? Fucking Wemby's in the top 5, but he's not number 1, but he's top 5 best players in the league. And I'm gonna get into that. I just want to let this shit in, and then I'll do my shit about the NBA this year and with what I see for next year. But anyway, let's get into this Karmelo Anthony shit, man. I just want to put it this way. Condolences go out to Austin, his family. God rest his soul. I did a little bit more digging into who this kid is, Austin, right? It's nothing in his kid's background of him being some type of racist or his family, right? Now they might be Republicans, it's Texas people, but it ain't nothing that you can see. You can go through the internet and see some type of fucking racist type of shit. You get what I mean? It's nothing there. So I don't believe that Austin picked on Karmelo because he was black. I don't think it was that. I think it was more on some tough shit, some, maybe he could have been on some bully shit, but I don't think the kid was on some racist shit. Now, outside of this shit, people are making it racist, or saying it's racist or it's not racist, but I don't think the kid Austin was racist at all. I did a background check on the kid. It's nothing. He got nothing there. He got black teammates that speak highly of the kid. Maybe he just was on some bully shit and he picked the wrong black dude that day. He picked the wrong kid. I'll put it that way. He picked the wrong kid that day. So, it is what it is. But let's get into this. Megyn Kelly decides to tell black people what's racist and what's not racist. And I'm getting very, very sick and tired of white people trying to tell black people what we should consider racist or not racist. Y'all are the last people to tell black people when shit is racist or not. You don't even know when shit is racist or not. Nobody got to call a black person a nigger to act racist, to behave like a bigot, or say bigoted shit. You don't have to call black people niggers and monkeys and shit. We're so, y'all racism is so evolved at this point. Y'all trying to play us like we stupid. But let's listen to this bullshit of Megyn Kelly, man. It's ridiculous.
So now this week in the trial of Karmelo Anthony, the 17-year-old down in Texas who happens to be black, who stabbed a 17-year-old named Austin Metcalf in the heart, who happened to be white, and killed him. We've had jury selection. We've had the jury impaneled. We've had opening statements, and now we're in the midst of witness testimony in this trial, which is moving along.
And you know what's so crazy about this? And listen, I get it. It's her show. She gonna do whatever she want to do. You gotta feed your audience. I get it. But for somebody to try to tell black people what is racist and what's not racist, how about you have black people on there that can explain some of this shit to you? Not sellouts, right? Not sellout as black people, but have black people on there to tell you, look, we know what's racist and what's not, right? So these people get on my nerves, man.
A clip. The latest outrage is that no black people made it onto the jury of 12. And some, because Karmelo Anthony's defenders are already trying to make this about race, that somehow he got arrested because of race, or he was targeted by Austin Metcalf because of race. Zero evidence.
Listen, first of all, some black people feel that way, right? When I heard about it, I'm trying to figure out, it's been a minute since I talked about this shit, but I don't necessarily really thought that I brung race up into it, right? I know what I said. I said most likely it probably got something to do with race. Right? But it's very highly possible that it doesn't. Right? It's very possible that it has nothing to do with race. And I was right and wrong at the same time. It can happen. We didn't really know because they didn't put a lot of the details out there. And people didn't know who this kid Austin really was. Right? We didn't really know shit. That's why I don't like to talk about I don't like talking about a lot of shit until I start really getting details or I start really like doing my homework on shit, because just stories breaking a lot of times, you don't know all the information, right? But like I said, it's very possible at the time it could have been about race, right? And like I said, and it's a possibility that it wasn't about race. It was about I gave it about a 60-40, because I felt like the times that we in, I'm not shutting down my guard. I'm not giving, listen, no disrespect to good white folks, but I'm not giving white people the benefit of the doubt when it comes to racism. Not at this time. You know what I mean? In a lot of these situations, I'm not giving you the benefit of the doubt. So it's going to be a 60-40 for me, that it could be about race, and 40% that it's not about race, right? That's just me, right? Call me paranoid, call me whatever, race baiting, call me whatever. But my experience is a lot of times, 60% of the times, it's about race. So, but anyway, shout out to my brother Bella in the building. Listen, we never know what's in people's head, right? But Megyn Kelly get ready to tell you why they didn't select these black jurors, right? So, because it was like at least 6 of them that they were trying to get on the jury, but it is what it is. But let's move on.
Already trying to make this about race, that somehow he got arrested because of race, or he was targeted by Austin Metcalf because of race. Zero evidence of that. Zero. There's not even something that they can exploit and make something out of. Literally nothing has been said about race. There's no dynamic about race. There's no allegations that Austin Metcalf was in any way a racist or had ever said racist things to Karmelo or anybody else.
No, the problem is that when this shit first came out, people like Megyn Kelly automatically assumed that this kid was guilty. That's the problem. That's why some black people automatically jump to race, because people like her automatically assumed this kid was a thug. He went there to intentionally stab this kid. Nobody knows the evidence, but people like Megyn Kelly, a lot of these racists, jump to conclusions. And that's the problem. When shit like this happen, you gotta let the evidence come out. You gotta figure out what the fuck happened before people jump to conclusions. But we live in a time in the internet, and people, as soon as the story break, people get their opinions. The fuck you giving an opinion for? You don't know the evidence. You don't know what really happened. Listen, it's shit from the beginning I didn't even know. Now I know. You gotta give shit time. People want a story break. Everybody want to get their opinion about it. Chill the fuck out, man. But Megyn Kelly, you can't talk about nobody, because you are the same type of white people that as soon as shit came out, just like some black people automatically assumed it was about race. You automatically use race, calling them a thug. Hey, he just stabbed the kid with no evidence. You don't know the situation. This kid has no prior school incidents. He don't have any type of getting in trouble with the law. He lives in a basically good community in a way, right? So he has nothing on his record. But he did this thing, and people like her was automatically calling this kid a thug, and he should get the death penalty. He should ride in jail for the rest of his life. They don't even know what happened, really, truly. They don't have all evidence. But it is what it is. But my whole point with people like Megyn Kelly, please, even if black people is wrong about the whole race shit, you are the last people that we want to hear telling us that we shouldn't be jumping to conclusions about racism. You are not. White people, you're not qualified in this country to speak on race or to tell black people when or when not to, bring up race or automatically go to race. You're not qualified for that. Your track record is trash. You don't get, listen, I told you, at this point, people like Megyn Kelly, white people, I don't fuck good or bad. Please, certain shit, don't tell black people about nothing. We don't have to educate you about racism because you act like you don't know about racism. But then when we tell you racism happened, oh, we over-exaggerating it. Well, what is it? You don't know what the fuck racism is, or we over-exaggerating? But at this point, I don't give a fuck about explaining racism to you, and I'm not taking no lectures from white people about racism. You're the last people I want to get advice from when it comes to race. Please stop. And it's no disrespect to the good white folks, but I'm just being honest.
Literally nothing has been said about race. There's no dynamic about race. There's no allegations that Austin Metcalf was in any way a racist or had ever said racist things to Karmelo or anybody else. Nothing. However, these loons on the left who want to make everything about race are going to do what they're going to do. And they're
First of all,
here.
and she assumed that everybody that brings up race is on the left. Bitch, a lot of black people are not Democrats like you think. We don't fuck with the Democrat Party like we don't fuck with y'all. So please stop acting like these loons on the left. Bitch, you're talking about black people. We know what you're trying to say. Just say black people. Like this sugarcoating shit, just say black people. We're not on the left. Now, do a lot of our black people vote left? Yes. But we're not, a lot of us ain't Democrats or Republicans. Especially now, a lot of black people are like, man, please. We don't fuck with the Democrat Party like that. We understand that y'all side is worse than theirs, but we don't fuck with them like that. This is about us. We don't give a fuck about being a Democrat or a Republican. A lot of black folks at this point. I guess you ain't get the memo, bitch. But that's her way of trying to on the left. Bitch, just say black people. Because it was really black people was saying this shit was about race. I mean, I haven't seen white liberals come out and make this shit about race. Maybe because I ain't on social media like that. And maybe it's that. But I've seen a lot of black people saying this shit was about race. And 60% of me agreed with them in the beginning because I didn't know. I didn't have all evidence. And I just don't give white people the benefit of the doubt. I'm just sorry. Not the times that we are in. Sorry, I'm a little judgmental at this point. I'm a little biased. Sorry. I wish I didn't feel this way, but I do. Sorry.
No allegations that Austin Metcalf was in any way a racist or had ever said racist things to Karmelo or anybody else. Nothing. However, these loons on the left who want to make everything about race are going to do what they're going to do, and they're doing it here. So they're very, very angry that there are no black jurors. But it turns out, Sean, the reason there are no black jurors is because several of the black jurors in voir dire explicitly said they could never put a brother in jail. Okay? You'll get bounced every time for that. And
okay. She think that's hilarious. Like you feel like that's you mocking us. You not mocking us, bitch. Hey, some black people feel that way. See, you don't understand that because you keep trying to pretend that you're not a racist. Megyn Kelly, you are a full-blooded racist. So you thinking you mocking us means nothing. I can't see to put a brother in jail. Some black people are like that. This is how black people are. Regardless of what you think. See, this is the problem. They think they know us. So when we say certain shit, They like, I can't believe they said that. Yeah. See, the problem is you don't know us. Somehow black people are like that. They're not going to get, listen, I felt that way a while ago. A couple of years, like probably about 10 years ago. I felt that way. I felt like I couldn't get on a jury. I can't see me convicting another brother or sister. I couldn't see me doing that. But like I said, I rethought that shit because nigga, I don't want no motherfucking serial killer if he black out running around killing other black folks. If a nigga's a menace to society, hell no. He can kill my kid, your kid. Fuck out of here. Or you got a black dude could be a pedophile. Fuck we want pedophiles out for? We despise pedophiles. So no. So I had to take that shit back. But it's not ignorance. It's your environment in a way. And like I said, listen, black people, a lot of us, we got how we think is differently, right? They think we all think the same. We don't. Some black people like that. And it's understandable because you got to understand black people's, if you don't understand certain black people's path or they upbringing or their environment, people like Megyn Kelly, they laugh at it thinking they mocking us like, I can't believe that. Yeah, because you don't know our motherfucking struggle. You have no fucking idea. So you trying to mock some shit you have no idea of. So when those black jurists was like, I can't see me convicting another brother. That shit might sound crazy to them, but to us, that shit make plenty of sense. Regardless if I disagree with it or not. But it makes sense. I can see it. I thought that way. I could have been on this jury because you kind of know what's really kind of going on. But there's some black people probably say certain shit so they wouldn't be on the jury. Right? But some black people really, really feel that way. They can't be on the jury because they can't see themselves convicting another brother or sister. Especially for the rest of their life or death. No. A lot of black people won't do that. Like, I'll listen, Alana B. Cross. If he a pedophile, see, I think pedophiles should get the death penalty. My honest opinion. But people that kill people, like we live in, it's people dying every day. Somebody killing somebody every day, right? And it all depends. Some shit can't be on a jury with. Just say I'm on a jury and I don't believe the dude is guilty. Just imagine if I get on that jury and I don't think he's guilty. Right? So, hold up, no. So yeah, I could get on the jury. I could get on the jury if they got the death penalty. Because if I don't think that the dude is guilty, but just let's say if I think he's guilty, I don't believe in the death penalty. I don't believe somebody taking somebody's life because somebody else took their life. Right? Unless you in that situation or where a motherfucker took somebody's life. That's different. But if I'm on a jury, that ain't for me to make that decision. You get what I mean? Like, no. I don't want to have that type of shit on my hands. You get what I mean? So, and I don't believe in the justice system like that. So to be on a jury to give somebody the death penalty. You get what I mean? So, I don't think I could ever do that. I could never be on a jury if they got the death penalty on that. For a person that committed murder. I don't think I could be on the jury. Regardless of how heinous something is. You get what I mean? Because I'm the type of motherfucker like this. If you kill somebody that was close to me and shit, you better hope the police get to you before I get you. So, but I couldn't sit on a jury and do that. You get what I mean? Like, right. And look, I know motherfuckers in jail, so if I don't get to you out here, I can get somebody inside to get you. So That's how I look at it. You get what I mean? So it is what it is. But I wouldn't do that type of shit. You know what I mean? Because it's not that. Because people gotta understand that's not that personal to you for you to be telling somebody you gotta give them the death penalty. I'm not doing that. You get what I mean? But I'll tell you, you fuck with mine. Nigga, I don't listen. You better hope the law get to you before listen. If I find out who you are, I'm every day. I'm not even working no more. Everything stops for me. I'm hunting your ass down. I'm trying to figure out who you are for the cops get. I'm fucking around being a private investigator. Like seriously, I'll be on that type of time. I'll be like, what you call them, assassins? I'll be an assassin nigga trying to get you. And listen, believe me, I don't give a fuck if the police is there. If I got a chance to kill you, I'm gonna kill you in front of the police. If you kill mine, see, but that's how my mind works. People's mind work differently. Shout out to my brother Game in the building. What up, gang? Shout out my brother Bell, brother Bell in the building. What up, brother Bell? But like I said, it just depends. Like, you know what I mean? But I couldn't sit on the jury and give somebody the death penalty. I couldn't do that.
Because several of the black jurors in voir dire explicitly said that they could never put a brother in jail. Okay? You'll get bounced every time for that. And the last remaining 3 who were in the running.
Let me say this, right? I was on a jury. I went to jury duty. I think it was like 2 years ago or some shit. And I couldn't get on the jury. I couldn't get on. They wouldn't make me I couldn't be a part of the jury because of my background of being shot and almost dying, right? But I thought about it. If I was honest about this shit, I probably, not honest, but if I'd lied about it and never brought it up, I didn't want to be on the jury anyway, like, honestly. But I was honest to a fault, right? I didn't think that they was not going to not have me on the jury, right? So, because, shit that happened when I was a fucking teenager or some shit, right? Listen, honestly, I don't even have nightmares or some shit like that. I never had nightmares of when I got shot, right? And almost died or got stabbed and almost died. That wasn't the shit that like, like fuck with you fuck with your psyche. My shit was seeing people die. That fucked me up more than anything. Right? It wasn't that I almost died or some shit like that. It was people that I seen die that was close to me and shit like that. That was more of an issue for me. Right? But they didn't put me on the jury just because it happened to me. And they thought maybe psychologically I'd maybe be a little biased. But like, no, I wouldn't be biased about that. See, I wouldn't be biased about that because I grew up in the streets. So I understand shit goes in the street, right? As a citizen, I move differently, right? Like my thought process is differently about violence, right? But when I was in the streets, no, all that shit goes. I think that's probably why I didn't have nightmares and shit like that when I got shot and stabbed and almost died. Like that wasn't like some shit that traumatized me. It was seeing other people die that traumatized me. Seeing somebody dead traumatizes the fuck out you. I don't give a fuck who you are. Unless you're a psychopath, right? Unless you're a borderline psychopath. Not even a borderline. You got to be a fucking psychopath. Because I believe any nigga in the street that's willing to commit violence to others and shit like that for nothing or for something or whatever to go to the extreme to do violence, you're a borderline psychopath. I was a borderline psychopath, so I get it. But for people dying around you and that shit doesn't have no effect on you, you're a psychopath. But I believe a lot of people lie about that shit. Be pretending that shit don't affect them. But it does. The most gangsters nigga out there, seeing people die fucks them up. That's why niggas drink or they get high and shit like that to take away the pain. Or not to think about it. Right? People like to always call it when you don't dream about nothing. Right? Like I don't have dreams. Like I don't have bad dreams anymore. Right? And I think it's because I do more good than bad now, but yeah. Before that, I started doing good, y'all. Fucking anytime I closed my eyes, I was tortured by shit. Like I couldn't sleep.
In voir dire explicitly said they could never put a brother in jail. Okay? You'll get bounced every time for that. And the last remaining 3 who were in the running were all educators. And I think a lot of prosecutors would bounce an educator, fearful that they wouldn't have the stomach to convict in a case like this that involves a teenager, a 17-year-old. Right? They may be looking at him too sympathetically. And also because...
No, they wouldn't. No, they wouldn't. Because just think about this. You think they would say this about 3 other white jurors that was educated? So basically you just had a bunch of... Never mind. I ain't even going to put that on the jury people like that. But you think she would say that if they was white? No, you saying that because they black. And that's her way of, like, I read between the lines with people like Megyn Kelly because she's a straight up racist. That's her way of saying they educated black people. So, like, who would fucking say that about educated white people? That they be had too much sympathy for the defense because they're educated. What? That shit don't even make any sense. But anyway, let's move on.
This happened at a school. So they think they're the experts. They're the mini expert. No lawyer really wants the self-described expert on his or her jury. You want the jury.
First of all, that don't even make any sense. Yes, you do. You want people to be, the jurors to kind of have some type of experience. Like they call witnesses to be experiencing certain shit. That shit don't even make any sense. I would want to have teachers and shit like that, professors and shit like that on the jury. Because they don't want to see that shit every day with these kids. They can tell you what they know, what to look out for certain kids and how they are. They can tell you how kids can bully. How kids can bully another kid and push them to the limit. It might not have been, listen, I believe my honest opinion from all the shit I've seen and the shit that I researched, and I ain't seen everything for us. The court, the defense ain't put everything out yet. But my understanding about Karmelo, listen, it's very highly possible that he was being fucked with before this incident. Because everybody keep asking, why he had a knife? Why he had a knife? Listen, man. Hey, man. Listen, and it's very highly that Karmelo is going to take the stand. So we'll probably know more of why he felt that he needed a knife and all that shit. That's why I said we don't really know everything. But from the far as what we do know, it's very highly possible that this kid probably had that fucking pocket knife because he been fucked with. He been being fucked with. I'm just telling you. You could listen. It's like some of these kids that be doing these mass shootings and shit. A lot of these kids been bullied. They've been fucked with. And then nobody pays attention. They just let these other kids just do whatever the fuck they want to do. And don't believe some of these kids that's getting bullied. And then now everybody crying and in tears and, oh my God, I can't believe they killed innocent people. Motherfucker, listen, you push a motherfucker too far, this is what happens. I don't give a fuck who you are. Grown-ass adults do this. You push a grown-ass adult to the limit of motherfuckers bullying them and fucking with them. You see how many we was getting them shooters, but motherfuckers was running into their jobs, killing people. You seen it? This don't just happen for kids. It's probably worse for kids though. Because ain't no, a lot of them teachers and shit, especially, these administrators, they not really paying these kids no fucking attention. Like really hearing them. And then they probably feeling they can't really say nothing because then they're gonna get bullied some more if they tattletale. So it's weird to be a kid. Everybody want to be tough for the wrong reason. This is what we, like, older people should be teaching these kids, like, you ain't got to be tough. Fuck that shit. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. I left it in the truck. Give me 1 second, y'all. Give me my bad, people. I'm back. Yeah, like, people don't really know. And listen, we've been kids before, and these kids are different too. Like, these kids be on some real bully shit. Like, back in the day, we thought bullying was bullying. These kids on some other shit. These kids, like, oh man. Right? I always say a lot of times, like, my daughter didn't have autism, she'd probably be fucking these kids up. Like, but she raised right too. But the autism kicks in too, so she don't kind of really know. Like, a lot of times when a motherfucker really bullying, she knows something wrong when a motherfucker say bad words and shit like that. But yeah. I think if you put your hands on her, it might be different. Right? My daughter, like, fucking strong. Like, you know what I mean? And I'll be scared of that shit because I'll be like, yo, and when these kids put their hands on her, man, I don't know what she fucking may do because she don't know her own strength. And we don't teach her violence and shit like that too. A part of me feel kind of like I'm not showing her like certain shit she should be doing. But I don't want her to be violent at all, bro. I know what that shit can lead to. We looking at the young brother now, Karmelo. Like, I'm telling you, this dude, a part of me feel that this kid was being fucked with. And it might not necessarily been this kid Austin. Right? Might not necessarily been him. Motherfuckers probably kept fucking with him, bro. I'm telling you. And sometimes you fuck with the wrong person at the wrong time and shit happens. And I believe that's what happened in this situation. I don't think he intentionally tried to kill a kid or nothing like that. But he had this shit like how I have, right? When you keep being fucked with or you don't want to be fucked with, man, I wish a motherfucker would. You get what I mean? Like, I'm not playing with motherfuckers. Like, I'm not on no tough shit. I'm not trying to get on no tough shit. But if you cross that line with me, oh, fuck, it ain't got nothing to do with being tough. At this point, motherfucker, I feel like you're a threat. Like, you get what I mean? Like, so this kid is very highly possible that this kid was being fucked with, and this kid Austin at the wrong time. It was the wrong time and wrong place. That he was maybe on some bully shit, or he was trying to play tough, trying to impress the other kids, or whatever it was, right? And he fucked with the wrong kid that day. Because people keep forgetting this dude, Karmelo, and this dude like what, 5-something? 140-something pounds maybe? Other kid, 6-something, 200-something fucking pounds. Come on, bro. Anyway, let's move on. Nobody's really talking about that. They just talking about how the kid got stabbed. Yo, this kid was a big kid. And like I said, automatically, when somebody's bigger than you, you already have a little fear. Right? Because this motherfucker bigger than you. Right? And then you want a motherfucker like, hey, man, you put your motherfucking hands on me. Okay. Listen, first of all, if a motherfucker warn you and tell you, you put your hands on me and see what happens, that don't mean, not in this day and age, that don't mean that the kid gonna put them hands on you, that the kid gonna throw them hands on you. No, motherfucker, you most likely gonna get shot or stabbed. I don't know what the fuck this kid was thinking about. And what he should have did was just leave that shit alone. You ain't leaving? All right, hold on. Coach, that's what the kid should have did. But he decided to play tough. And like I said, if he would have never put his hands on that kid, we wouldn't even be talking about this shit. So listen, God rest that kid Austin's death. But sometimes motherfuckers bring shit on themselves by trying to impress people, act tough in front of people. And like I said, he fucked around and found out that this was the wrong kid to fuck with. That's all it was. The kid warned you. You put your hands on me. You get what I mean? Once a motherfucker tell you that, leave that shit be, bro. Leave that shit be. You can't trust a motherfucker like that. It's very possible he's going to stab you or shoot you. That's being real. Yeah. I heard about that thing. It was a black dude that was in the courtroom, and he said that it's a video of the whole shit of them. From what I'm hearing, not saying it's 100%. From what I'm hearing, that they jumped Karmelo. The brother, the twin brother, all of them, they jumped him. So they say it's a video out of that. Don't know if it's true fully or not, but they say it's video of it. But we will see.
Balance an educator, fearful that they wouldn't have the stomach to convict in a case like this that involves a teenager, a 17-year-old. Right? They may be looking at him too sympathetically. And also because this happened at a school. So they think they're the experts, they're the mini expert. No lawyer really wants the self-described expert on his or her jury. You want the jury to look at you and your witnesses as the expert.
Listen, and I ain't trying to be disrespectful, but yeah, I am. Man, Kelly, I get it. You got a law degree. So you should know better of some of the shit that comes out of your mouth. But it don't matter. Never mind. It don't even matter. This bitch don't even believe in the Constitution at this point. So you think I think she gives a fuck about the law? Because Megyn Kelly is she went to school. She went to law school. She passed the bar. So she know better than a lot of shit that she's saying. But anyway, let's move on.
No lawyer really wants the self-described expert on his or her jury. You know, you want the jury to look at you and your witnesses as the expert and not to have 3 self-declared ones taking over. So this is all legit, but they're already setting it up on team defense for some sort of like the fix is in because it's all whites judging a black man. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean,
first of all, let me say this. First of all, I need y'all to hear what she said. See, you gotta catch a little slick shit she's saying.
Up on team defense for some sort of like the not to have 3 self-declared ones taking over. So this is all legit, but they're already setting it up on team defense for some sort of like the fix is in because it's all whites.
See, she was trying to say racism. She was getting ready to say it. You gotta catch her. Now she's trying to say, oh, the fix is in. No. First of all, the defense said nothing about that. They said nothing about that. That's not even, they're not even talking about race. Because listen, first of all, the one thing that she does have that's factual is that it's nothing in this kid's background of him being racist. Right? So why would the defense go to that? If the defense goes to, if they say after this shit is happening, they may say, yeah, the jury was all white. But I'm trying to figure out if I'm a defense lawyer, ain't no way ain't at least one black person being on that bitch. Give me at least one. Give me at least one black person. I don't need to have 3 or 4. Give me one at least. I mean, so like I said, we wasn't there for the that's why I like when cameras are in the courtroom so you can see some of this shit. So you can kind of figure what the fuck is the defense was doing. There's no way impossible that this is supposed to have been an all-white jury. And as a lawyer, a defense lawyer, a defense, and your client is black, you know, you have to know that it's a little of a bias. Racism does matter. See, that's the problem. People want to ignore that shit. Now, we can't say the kid was racist. No, there's no evidence of that. We get that. But that doesn't mean the judge ain't racist or bigoted. It doesn't mean that the prosecution ain't bigoted and racist and they know how to hide it. It doesn't mean that some of them jurors, the white jurors is bigots and racist and they know how to hide it. So let's just be real. So at the end of the day, yes, the kid, there's no evidence of him being racist, but it's not 100% sure that the jurors is not racist or they hiding racism or bigotry. White people are very, very, listen, white liberals are at the top tier of hiding their racism. They know how to hide that shit, a lot of them white liberals. Okay, so listen, come on, man. Let's move on.
Not to have 3 self-declared ones taking over. So this is all legit, but they're already setting it up on team defense for some sort of like the fix is in because it's all whites judging a black man. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, it's sadly predictable. I mean, the facts are so stacked against Anthony in this. He was in a place he had no business being in. He was asked to leave. He didn't leave. They, get into an altercation.
First of all, you have no authority. First, let me see. Ooh, these people. Let me explain something to you. This is why black people be feeling the way they feel about white people. Some of these white people that say certain shit out their mouth. First of all, God rest his soul, Austin. Austin has no authority over Karmelo to tell him where he can say, hey, man, you can't sit here, man. This is only for the team. Now, if Karmelo said, nah, I ain't moving no motherfucking way, like I get it. Right? But after that, you know what Austin should have did? Because he has no authority over Karmelo. People keep missing that. He has no authority. He can say to Karmelo, hey man, it's only team shit. You can't sit here. If Karmelo said, man, fuck out of here with that shit. Sitting here, man. Mind you, it was raining, people. But anyway, he has no authority over Karmelo. They keep acting like, and see, that's where that racist shit come in. This is where these racists are. You hear this racist saying this. Like he got, like this white kid had authority over this black kid of telling him like he could make him move. No, you can't. And see, look what happened. He took shit. He's a kid. Now, this was a grown ass. Listen, if Austin would have went to go get a coach or somebody and brought the coach back and say, hey, man, see, you got to move, man. And then the coach come back, that's something different. That's what he's supposed to do. No, he tried to act like he had authority over this kid. You a kid talking about you got authority over another kid. The fuck are we talking about here? And if another kid don't listen to you, you don't take it into your own hand to put your hands on a kid. Another kid. So Austin was out of pocket anyway, however you look at it. He's supposed to, what Austin should have did, hey man, it's only team shit. You got to move, man. And come on, right? I ain't moving nowhere, man. Fuck out of here. All right, man. And you know what he supposed to do? Walked off, went to go get one of them coaches, came back and let the coach handle that. Not Austin. Now Austin is dead. God rest his soul. But now he's dead. Because it's something about white people that think they got authority. You have Austin had no authority over this kid. No authority. He ain't a coach, he ain't an administrator, he ain't shit. He ain't a referee. He's a kid that's on a team. And this motherfucker sitting there acting like Austin is some type of authority figure over Karmelo. Even if Karmelo said, I ain't moving nowhere. That wasn't for Austin to take his ass and jump in that kid's face. Look what happened to him. And that's why you can't put black people on juries like that because we use common sense. You don't give this kid a first-degree murder charge. Look, I can understand even manslaughter, but first degree? Shit, we know people that kills people in traffic stops that don't get time what this kid did. And we know that Austin intentionally, he the one intentionally took things in his own hands. And I hope the defense say this shit to the jury. He had opportunity. He could have went to go get an adult, a coach, somebody. He did not have to approach my client. So that's why my client felt like his life was in danger. He told him, you better not put your hands on me. And see what happened. You don't, listen, my point is, you can't just be going around fucking with people. And like I said, Austin fucked around and found out that day that you can't, listen, like I said, he could have been on some bully shit. He could have been feeling himself. He team captain, whatever the fuck was going on with him. But that day, that kid was the wrong kid to fuck with. Just saying, my people.
It's sadly predictable. I mean, the facts are so stacked against Anthony in this. He was in a place he had no business being in. He was asked to leave. He didn't leave. They, get into an altercation of words, and then he decides he needs to stab this guy.
First of all, and see how he just skipped over shit? That's not how that happened. See how he tried to make this kid seem like he was this menace? He want to call him a thug. This kid, like I said, he has none in his background. It's like Austin. He has none in his background of saying that he was a problem child or he was a bully or he was racist and said racist shit. And it's the same thing with Karmelo. It's none in this kid's background. But you see how this racist does. He was somewhere he's supposed to be. Well, that wasn't up to Austin listen, Austin could say that, but Austin don't have the right to make him leave. He don't have the authority to do that. Only another administrator or grown-ass adult have the right to do that. Not Austin. He's a kid. Well, he was a kid. The fuck are we talking about here? And they don't give nobody a right, no other fucking kid, just because the kid don't want to move outside of the tent because say that's the rule and he wanted to define it. That don't give another fucking kid to put their hands on another fucking kid. God rest that kid's soul. But that's what happened when you don't. Man, like I said, man. Mind you, these are grown-ass adults are speaking. This dude is grown. He should know better. He's speaking like he's a child or something. You're talking about two children that shouldn't even have had this interaction. Because Austin should have knew, hey, he don't want to leave. Let me go get the coach. Oh, you going to leave? Because let's just say Karmelo says some slick shit. Oh, you going to leave? Watch this. Austin probably go get that coach, and if Karmelo's still sitting his ass there, I bet you, Karmelo would have got his ass up. And believe it or not, the coach wouldn't have put his hands on that kid, on Karmelo. If Karmelo still would have defied the coach. You know what the coach did? He would have called the cops or security or school police or whatever it is. But Austin decided to take matters in his own hands and he fucked around and found out, people. God rest the kid's soul. Condolences to the family. But that's what happened when you take shit into your own hands, when you don't need to. This shit could have been, you could say whatever you say about Karmelo acting the way, saying whatever he ain't supposed to have been there, why he had the knife, all that shit. You can say all that shit you want. If Austin would have never put his hands on that kid, we wouldn't even be talking about this situation. So where's it to the point, and I understand you don't want to shame the dead, but where's it to the point where Austin gets some type of blame here? You don't know what this kid was thinking. Austin didn't know what this kid was thinking. But he decided to take shit into his own hands. And he fuck around, found out. I don't know necessarily we get his kid life. You get what I mean? Like, I mean, what we give him? 5, 10 years or something? 7 years? We know cops kill unarmed black people and get less time than that. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know necessarily we giving this kid 15, 20 years, even for manslaughter. 3 to 5, like come on, bro. It's not like he's some type of criminal. He got this background of being an instigator or he's came to fuck with Austin or nothing. It wasn't like that. But let's move on. Listen, if I was on this jury, it wouldn't be hard for me to find this kid not guilty. It wouldn't be hard. And I would have sympathy and empathy for the family and shit, and that Austin is dead. I get that. But I can't see me giving this kid, he's not even manslaughter. Like, because I use common sense. If Austin would have just, all right, you don't want to move? Go get a coach. And I hope the defense bring that up. Like, why did Austin have to do that? Like, at a certain point, I understand you don't want to talk bad about the dead, but he had options too. He had options of not putting his fucking hands on another child, another teenager. He's not no authority. We're talking about somebody sitting. We're not talking about, oh, Karmelo Anthony said something or did something to them or Austin. It was nothing like that. We're talking about seeding here, people. And you escalate to violence? And you escalate putting your hands on somebody? Man, get the fuck out of here. Not guilty. Common sense. We're not trying to... Let's move on. This is a real reason why I be wanting my black people to stay the fuck away from some white people. Like, seriously, bro. We wouldn't even be having this fucking conversation. It's fucking ridiculous. Common sense, like, what the fuck? When we stop using common sense? I understand the law. Common sense matters too. Talking about seeding here, nigga. Yes. Austin went to the extreme. Karmelo went to the extreme. But that's what happens when motherfuckers don't understand you know authority over nobody. Nobody's bringing that shit up of Austin should have went to go get a coach, nigga. You don't have no authority over Karmelo or anybody. That's a kid. Imagine if Austin would have walked up on an adult that was sitting there. You think he would have been approaching, he'd have been doing that type of shit to an adult that he did to Karmelo? No. He wouldn't have did it. Even Karmelo, if a fucking coach came up to him, it's 60%, 70% that he wouldn't have got into it with the coach. He'd have just left. He'd have got up and rolled out. These are kids. Come on, man. Like, I wish grown-ass adults stop acting like they don't have common sense no more. These are fucking kids, man.
Expert, and not to have 3 self-declared ones taking over. So this is all legit, but they're already setting it up on team defense for some sort of, like, the fix is in because it's all whites judging a black man. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, it's sadly predictable. I mean, the facts are so stacked against Anthony in this. He was in a place he had no business being in. He was asked to leave. He didn't leave. They, get into an altercation of words, and then he decides he needs to stab this guy. It was self-defense.
Now, mind you, first he says, oh, he decided just to stab the guy. What? You just totally ignore that this kid, Austin, put his hands on him. And see, that's the shit I'm talking about. Like, be honest. Now, listen, a lot of people would say, I wouldn't have stabbed him. You don't know that. You don't know what this kid was going through. You don't know if he felt threatened or not. And you want, listen, people, I tell you one motherfucking thing. These kids ain't like we were. We probably went through hands with this motherfucker. But Karmelo probably looked at this motherfucker, he big. Karmelo probably been I believe people was fucking with him. I'm not saying Austin was, but Austin, you know, and hey man, let's be real. I always say this. Kids do not bring guns to school. They don't bring knives to school unless they feel like they have to. I'm telling you that. I don't give a fuck what generation it is. Unless kids are like trying to show off for other kids or something like that, that's like 5%. A lot of kids that bring guns and knives to school, they bring them to school for a reason. They do not just randomly just have knives and guns on them. Especially when they know they don't supposed to have knives and guns. So they saying fuck the rules because of a reason. I'm just telling y'all. And sometimes it doesn't necessarily something happen to you in school. It could be happening to you when you leave school. So that's why a lot of them kids bring knives and guns. That's why. Just being real about that shit. Like people keep acting like these kids is randomly bringing guns and knives. No. A lot of the times it ain't even about what goes on in the school. It's a lot of times when they leave school. And they getting jumped and shit like that and bullied and shit like. Listen, man. People, the bad part about it, the grown-ass adults acting like they ain't never been kids before. Now, you might not went to the extreme with some of this shit, right? That a lot of the kids do. But you damn near came close to it. Just telling you that. But anyway, let's move on.
He didn't leave. They, get into an altercation of words, and then he decides he needs to stab this guy. It was self-defense. Now, I've done a lot of self-defense classes. If anyone's ever been to a concealed carry class, you get this rammed into your brain that when it comes to self-defense, proportionality is a really, really key element. If you are walking around as like a gun owner or a concealed carry holder, and you have a firearm on you, and someone comes up to you and says, hey, I'm going to punch you in the face, you're not allowed to shoot that person. That is not allowed to be.
First of all, and you see how he's changing the narrative? That ain't what happened either. He's just basically trying to say, see, that's the narrative these racists do. Right? Because everybody that, if you friends with Megyn Kelly, you got to be a racist. Or a sellout. One of the two, or coon, you something. To fuck with a racist like Megyn Kelly. To even get on her show. Listen. You see how he's trying to change the narrative? Like, Karmelo just came there. Austin said something to him and he stabbed him. That is not what happened. That is not what happened. Austin put his hands on him. And like I said, you don't know what somebody may take as a threat. Some people take words as a threat. It depends what the situation is or the environment. Right? That's why I always tell people, you gotta be respectful, man. And stop acting like you tough about shit. You don't know what it is. Or watch how you talking to people. Don't be just talking all gangsta out the mouth and talking crazy. You don't know what somebody going through. And this particular day, you want to get gangster with a motherfucker. You want to talk to him grimy. You don't listen. Like I said, where I'm from, hey man, words will get you killed. So, like I said, motherfuckers, you could call it he just pushed them or whatever. This motherfucker was 6-something, 200 and something pounds. This kid, Karmelo, was 130 something pounds, 40 pounds. Hey man. And like I said, from what I'm hearing, a black dude that said he was in the court, he said it's a video of them jumping Karmelo. But I'm not saying that's true because, we ain't seen no evidence of that. But come on, man. You putting your hands on somebody, like I said, people lose their lives for shit lesser than that. Even pushing a motherfucker. Motherfuckers get killed for even if a motherfucker feel like he a threat. If a motherfucker talking to him in a threatening manner, I done seen people get their head blown the fuck off. So, like, hey man, listen, you seen people in cars with road rage and shooting in people's cars. The fuck are we talking about? It was words. It wasn't nothing physical. It was words and motherfuckers shooting and killing people in road rage. Like, come on, man. We done seen people in road rage get out their car with weapons and shoot and kill people. We seen this shit. It was all over words. It wasn't over no fucking pushing or touching each other. It was words. So if people want to sit around and pretend to be dumb in life, to pretend that words don't matter, okay. Like I said, sometimes words, it may not lead to your death. It may not lead to violence. But you just ain't fuck with the right person that day. And you made a fuck around with the wrong person. Words can get your ass killed. And this ain't got nothing to do with words. The dude, God rest his soul, Austin, literally put his hands on this dude. Come on, man. And he was bigger than him? Come on, bro. Nah. If people lie and say, oh, somebody bigger than you and you don't feel like that motherfucker a threat to you, you crazy. Somebody bigger than you? Yeah, you feel like that's a threat. Sorry. And then they put their hands on you? Come on, man. But you see how this dude changing the narrative. He's trying to pretend like just Karmelo just went there. He's supposed to have been there, and words was exchanged, and he just stabbed this kid, Austin. That's not what happened. But that's the narrative that even Megyn Kelly, she won't even correct him. She just let him, you know what I mean? I'd have like, hold on. That's not what happened. Hold on. He didn't just stab the kid for over words. Like, come on now. Like, she's supposed to check this shit. Mind you, this is the same woman pretending that she's a real journalist. She's not a real journalist. You don't let nobody lie on your show and just say shit, make up shit. And you sitting there with them and you just let them lie? Come on, bro. No.
Walking around as like a gun owner or a concealed carry holder, and you have a firearm on you, and someone comes up to you and says, hey, I'm going to punch you in the face. You're not allowed to shoot that person. That is not allowed to be kind of proportional deadly force. You weren't at risk at that point. If someone comes in, roughly same size and, just kind of sucker punches you or punches you in the stomach, you're also not allowed to go and stab that person or shoot them. Again, proportionality is a really, really important thing. And the facts here, this claim that it was in self-defense, he was in fear.
First of all, that's some bullshit because the laws are different in certain states. It's different in Texas. The laws is different in Texas maybe here in Baltimore or some shit like that. It's different. It's not the same. So, like, he's intentionally lying. Like I say, he's not telling the truth, but he lying. He's making up this. I don't know what the fuck he's doing, but he lying. Right? Listen, people, you can't, to a certain extent, that's why I tell people, don't put your hands on other people unless you willing to die. Because you don't know what somebody's capable of doing. You don't know what they're capable of doing. So whenever you, listen, when you cross a line, listen, I get the law, get all that, right? As a human being, right? When you decide to put your hands on another person, understand it's fuck shit that could come from that. Like, shit can happen. But like I said, it's all experience too. Like, I grew up amongst what I grew up in, right? I was raised different, right? I seen people get killed for just stepping on niggas' sneakers. I seen motherfuckers get killed for telling a motherfucker, hey, man, I'm gonna beat your ass. And a nigga took that shit serious. He ain't killing that at that moment, but he turned around day or two later, or motherfucker left because he was scared, and left and came back with a gun and blew a nigga head off. I didn't see it all. So, like I said, the problem is that people don't understand reality. And you don't know who you fucking with. That's why you need to move like you got some fucking sense. You don't know what anybody is capable of. You can think somebody's a punk or whatever. You don't, that punk, that motherfucker you think a punk, he could kill you quicker than a motherfucker that be on some real gangster shit. A gangster motherfucker, a lot of times, think 3 or 4 times before they kill a motherfucker. Honestly. They will try to weigh their options out because they live life. That scared motherfucker, that one you think is a punk, that motherfucker feel like you a threat to them. And you done prove to them that you are a threat because they see what you do to others and now you're doing it to them. And they hear the stories about how you treat others and what you did to people. If you're known to be a killer in the streets, nigga, it's a target on your back. You think a motherfucker that's a punk, you think somebody's a punk got a target on their back. To a certain extent. But a motherfucker that is known for hurting and killing people in the street, being violent, they got the biggest target on their back. Because you dealing with motherfuckers that think they more tougher than you or motherfuckers that fear you. So you dealing with the niggas that fear you, that think you're a threat to them, and you dealing with motherfuckers that's tough and know that you're a threat, and they trying to knock you off. So you dealing with that shit from both angles. That's why it ain't all cracked up to be a tough guy. Like I told you, I don't want to be feared. I'd rather be respected. Fuck being feared. Being feared brings both sides of that shit. Niggas can fear you, right? To the point where they respect you, but you still a threat to them. And then the motherfuckers that fear you too as well, that ain't really like that, nigga, they'll kill you too. But if you respect it, niggas will think twice. Nigga be like, oh no, Kenny cool, nigga. You know, that nigga cool. He cool, man. Kenny ain't like that, man. But don't fuck with him, though. He good people, but don't fuck with him, though. You know what I mean? Oh, that's my man. Niggas will speak up for you. Like, yo, don't go fuck with him, bro. Like, yo, that's my man. It's like people that respect you will stick up for you. But niggas that fear you in either way, if he a tough motherfucker, but he feared that nigga you like that, he like that, but you like that, you still a threat to him. So he ain't sticking up for you. He just respect your gangster. But he still kill your ass. But a motherfucker that fear you, that literally fear you, oh, he probably the nigga to kill you first. Then a gangster nigga that probably he doesn't really fear you, he respect your gangster. He knows what you're about. But the nigga that fear you will kill you quicker. Both niggas will kill you quicker. Like they both on the same level, but I think a nigga that fear you will kill you faster. Because the nigga that's gangster and he know you gangster, he respects you in some type of way. He respect your gangster. So it's kind of like, the nigga, if I don't fuck with him, he ain't gonna fuck with me. But if that nigga out of line, I'll kill his ass. Like, it's like that. So, people don't really understand that shit.
You're also not allowed to go and stab that person or shoot them. Again, proportionality is a really, really important thing. And the facts here, this claim that it was in self-defense, he was in fear of his life, is nonsense. The defense knows it's nonsense. And so what I think they're trying to do is create this new kind of OJ dynamic where they want to completely racialize it and either somehow get him off by making sure they have people on the jury who sympathize with.
First of all, and see how they using it's like racist shit they use. Nigga, first of all, a lot of black people thought OJ was guilty. A lot of us still think OJ guilty. He did. Okay, nigga, you thought did black people celebrate when OJ died? Was people celebrating OJ? Like, you get what I mean? Like, we know what OJ did. A lot of us believe OJ was guilty, nigga. The reason that a lot of black people said, don't really give a fuck, is because of how many, before OJ, during OJ situation, after OJ shit, how many black people was getting murdered by racist white people and getting away with it? George Zimmerman. Like, come on, man. Like, what we talking about? So a lot of black people was like, oh, this one we getting. That's how we looked at it. It wasn't like we didn't think OJ was guilty, nigga. We knew OJ was guilty. The fuck are we? Like, don't try to do that. Like, when OJ died, nigga, who the fuck cared? Did you see black people out here celebrating OJ? Or like, OJ died. Oh. Black people weren't like that. OJ died. Okay. Niggas wasn't tripping off the OJ, nigga. We looked at it like we got one nigga that did some shit that white people been doing for hundreds of years, getting away with murder. A lot of white people. Not some, a lot. So, no. Like, that's how we looked at OJ. But we don't fuck with OJ. We never fuck with OJ. When OJ told black people, I'm OJ, I'm not black, I'm OJ. We like, what? All right, nigga. Even when he beat the trial. I mean, when he beat the murders. We ain't fuck with OJ. OJ is dead. We still don't fuck with OJ. Y'all gotta stop acting like these people, like we give a fuck about these people that y'all think we care about, that sell out coon ass niggas. The fuck out of here. Nobody give a fuck about OJ. Ain't nobody even talking about OJ. OJ been dead, what, like a year or two now? Ain't nobody talking about, in the black community, we ain't talking about, oh, we gotta celebrate his life and shit. Like, nigga, ain't nobody talking about this, nigga. Sorry. Ain't nobody talking about that nigga. OJ legacy was fucked when he told black people I'm not black, I'm OJ. Black people, a lot of us, come on, man. We don't fuck with OJ. You even bringing up OJ like, acting like this kid is OJ or some shit. Hey, get the fuck out of here, bro. This is a kid at that. OJ is known for doing drugs and all types of stupid shit he used to do. And like I said, black people don't fuck with OJ. We don't fuck with him. Even in his death, we don't fuck with him. We don't ain't nothing about OJ we represent. Or he represent us as black people. Nothing. We make fun of OJ's stupid ass. Fuck out of here. Don't put Karmelo in that same realm of this goofy ass nigga OJ. Fuck OJ, nigga. Fuck out of here. We don't fuck with OJ like that. You can kiss our ass about OJ.
Proportionality is a really, really important thing. And the facts here, this claim that it was in self-defense, that he was in fear of his life, is nonsense. The defense knows it's nonsense. And so what I think they're trying to do is create this new kind of OJ dynamic where they want to completely racialize it and either somehow get him off by making sure they have people on the jury who sympathize with him racially.
Listen, I'm going to tell y'all something. A part of why OJ got off, what's the cop name? He just died from cancer and shit. Nobody gave a fuck other than people from Fox News. That racist piece of shit. Right? If he wasn't getting caught saying the N-word or being a racist, OJ probably went to jail. The fuck are we talking about? I forgot the white dude name. The racist white dude. He just died too from like cancer or some shit. If he wouldn't have died, he wouldn't have died. If he wouldn't have been charging my brother talking in the building. If he wouldn't have, if that shit about him calling black people niggas and shit like that, Mark Furman, I think that's his name. Yeah. If that racist piece of shit would have never got caught saying the N-word being racist, OJ would have went to jail. Fuck are we talking about here? Mark Furman fucked that up. No, not Rush Limbaugh. It was Mark Furman, LT. And first of all, Rush Limbaugh was a goddamn racist too, so come on now. Who give a fuck about Rush Limbaugh but racist white people? And they ain't even talking about him like that. They ain't celebrating Rush Limbaugh like that. Trump had him at the White House, did all that shit. All of them Medal of Honor, whatever the fuck he was doing. And Trump don't even talk about this motherfucker. Rush Limbaugh did what? About 4 or 5 years now? Rush Limbaugh been dead for a minute. Fuck out of here. But like I said, if Mark Furman wouldn't have got caught saying the N-word and all that shit, OJ would have went to jail. Fuck out of here. I think white people, and you gotta think about it. Some of them white people, they loved OJ. That probably was on that jury. And like I said, you gotta think about it. It was back in the 90s when this shit happened. Bro, it was like right after that. Wasn't it right after that Rodney King shit? Right? It was like right after that. So it was like, yo, come on, bro. I don't think they could have had that shit. I don't think they could have had that back to back. White people, I don't think. Then you gotta think about the rise that happened, even with the Rodney King shit, how they tore shit up. They listen, man. They convicted OJ, man. They tore motherfucking LA up, man. It was a lot of racial tensions going on. The shit was a little different back then. But anyway, I mean, not as much as it is now. Listen, I keep telling people it's not no different than what we seeing now. The only difference is I always tell a lot of black people in this time that we in, we don't gotta turn no shit down. Nigga, just stop spending your money, bro. Stop spending your money. Giving these people your money. That's how you fuck them up.
Proportionality is a really, really important thing. And the facts here, this claim that it was in self-defense, he was in fear of his life, is nonsense. The defense knows it's nonsense.
The talk say it was a couple of years after the Rodney King shit. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like Rodney King already had happened, and then the OJ shit happened, and it was kind of like, okay, like, you get what I mean? I don't think they could have. Listen, them white jurors, they wasn't. Listen, man, it was already a ride. They already fucked Los Angeles up with that Rodney King shit, and I think them white people on that jury was like, nah, we can't do this shit. You know what I mean? Because listen, black people already burnt that bitch down with Rodney King and nigga, and they was trying to recruit from that shit. Motherfuckers was hurting. We burnt a lot of shit down. Then OJ shit with a nigga, they'd have tore. Listen, Los Angeles wouldn't have been like that. You got to understand, at that time, black and brown people was together. Like we did have some type of bond and shit. Like, so white people was getting their ass whipped. You couldn't be around black and brown people back then. Like, seriously, with that Rodney King shit, niggas is getting their ass whipped. And then just imagine that OJ shit with that nigga. Come on, man. Man, they'd have burned all that shit down. And black and brown people would have fucking... Listen, hey, man, they had the National Guard and all that shit. It wasn't going to stop nothing. The National Guard couldn't stop that shit with Rodney King. They couldn't do shit. It was just too much black and brown people out that motherfucker. Like, they couldn't do shit. They couldn't do a motherfucking thing. So, listen. OJ got off for two reasons. He got off because of Monk Furman racist ass, and I believe them white people on that jury was like, man, we can't have no Rodney King ride out this bitch. And I guarantee, I'm telling y'all, back in the day was a little different, bro. They listen, and you gotta understand, back in the 90s and shit like that, listen, white people feared the shit out of black people. They feared us. They don't fear you niggas now. Shit, I say all of us. They don't fear us like that. That's why they so openly racist like that. Because we used to beat their ass. We didn't give a fuck. Y'all care about these white folks and shit. Like, seriously, like, y'all care about shit that we didn't care about. Like, we used to beat them motherfuckers. And like I say, it is a little different though, because you got cameras everywhere. Back in the day, there wasn't a lot of cameras like that. So we used to beat the shit out of white folks. And listen, if you go to white neighborhoods and shit like that, they'll fuck you up too. But if we match them with the same energy, yeah, we beat the shit out of white people. You see how bold white folks are? That shit in Cleveland, remember that shit? And them black dudes started whipping his ass. I was like, they all ain't had to whip his ass like that. The fuck you talking about? The fuck you talking about? Back in the day, if white people, it was 2 or 3 of y'all, and it was about 10, 11, 12 white people. They jumping the fuck out of you. They whipping y'all ass. They whipping black people ass. It was no different with black people. We caught some white people in some fucked up situation. We beating the fuck out of them. We jumping the shit out of them. The fuck out of here. And look, don't let the matchup be the same. Oh, we'll fuck white people up. We'll beat shit out of white people. You match that shit up, right? Oh, yeah. 10 of y'all, 10 of us. It could be 11 of y'all. 12 of y'all. 15 of y'all. There's 10 of us. We still fucking y'all up. That's how it was back in the day, bro. Listen, because we knew how to fight. A lot of you young niggas, y'all know how to fight, man. Some of y'all young niggas, y'all don't know how to fight. That's why the white people be sitting there be coming out being racist and being bold the way they do. They think they can whip your ass. Y'all better learn how to fight. But like I said, can't just kill these white folks like that. And they know that we play around with them guns, so that's why they be shooting us and shit like that, because they can't really fight. A lot of them white people can't fight like that. You see MMA people, that's rare. White people really can't fight. They don't fight like that. They don't come from where we come from to know how to fight. They don't know how to fucking fight. I'm talking literally. They don't know how to fight. Them MMA motherfuckers like that, they don't. That's rare, bro. But really, literally fighting? No. White people don't know how to fight because they ain't in no fights like that. They growing up in good neighborhoods and shit. Man, they ain't fighting no fucking body. Or they fighting Tim around the corner. Come on, bro. They ain't fighting nobody, bro. Let's move on.
Proportionality is a really, really important thing. And the facts here, this claim that it was in self-defense, he was in fear of his life, is nonsense. The defense knows it's nonsense. And
listen,
so what I think...
talk about LT, that's not true. They think that y'all niggas are soft. Honestly. They think y'all soft. Honestly. They think a lot of y'all, even the motherfuckers, they think, listen, I put it this way. I mind my business, nigga. But them motherfuckers white, they don't raise the motherfucker fuck with me, nigga. We fighting. And like I said, I clap their ass too. Like, I shoot them in the face. I ain't got time to play with these motherfuckers. I'm old. But if I'm in a situation where I ain't got my shit, I'm throwing them hands. It ain't like I can't fight. It's just, nigga, I prefer not to fight because it's just like, nigga, I ain't a violent dude. I ain't thinking about fighting nobody. But I clap you. But, yo, they think that y'all soft. Especially if they think that y'all just about minding y'all business. They are not fucking with hood dudes. Excuse me. They're not fucking with street dudes. They're not fucking with hood dudes. They're not. They're fucking with some of y'all young folks that grow up in the hood that's not really hood dudes. Right? It's a difference. I keep telling y'all that. You can grow up in the hood. That don't mean that you street. Right? But it doesn't mean that. Not to take nothing away from y'all. I'm glad y'all ain't as street as a lot of us was, or some of us are. I'm glad y'all, but they fuck with motherfuckers like y'all. Because they know that y'all ain't really about that business like that. Y'all trying to mind y'all business. Y'all trying to move. Like you know what I mean? Trying to hurt nobody. A motherfucker like me? Oh, yeah. I've been out the streets for a minute. Nigga, I'm trying to hurt you, you fuck with me. I'm trying to kill you. Listen, I'm on my Karmelo shit. You put your hands on me, nigga. That's a threat to me. And mind you, this kid, it was a little different because like I said, I guarantee you this dude kept being like he was being fucked with. So for me, I'm not looking at it like I've been fucked with by white people or some shit like that. I just know how this shit go. I've been around a long time. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck who you are. You put your hands on me, nigga, hey, you better hope I ain't strapped. Because I'll blow your fucking head off. Like, ain't nobody got time to be playing. Listen, first of all, I'm too grown to be playing with people playing with me. Or putting your hands on me. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Words is words. To a certain extent. Right? But if you get close to me and you put your hands on me, bro, that's a whole nother level. Whole nother level you putting your hands on me. Like I be saying that shit a lot of times with that road rage shit. I don't like that shit. I think that shit is bitch shit. Cause I just like, yo, people make mistakes in the road. It happens. Like you gotta grow the fuck up. It happens. So for motherfuckers to be pulling up on people and getting out their cars and shit like that, like yo, you can't be that mad, bro. You can't be that mad. And people have frustrating days, but yo, for you to get out your car and roll up on motherfuckers, like if I got into an incident, excuse me, I had a road rage situation one time. Dude roll up on me, and honest mistake, however, if he right, I'm wrong. If I'm right, he wrong. But dude decided to roll up on me. He said some crazy shit. I said, man, fuck out of here with that bullshit. I said, who the fuck you think you talking to? I said, nigga, go on. Because if you gonna do some shit, get the fuck out the car. I told him. If you just rolling up on me just to say some shit, I don't give a fuck about that. Just roll on. You shouldn't even say nothing to me. But if you roll up on me, get the talking, yapping out your mouth, means nothing to me. Told the dude straight up, what the fuck what you talking about, bro? If you ain't getting out the car, keep moving, bro. The fuck out of here with that bullshit. But that's what I mean. Like motherfuckers in this time, they think you rolling up on people and you roll up on the wrong motherfucker, they ain't gonna be me. They might be a motherfucker that really literally feared shit. I didn't fear the dude. Right? Like it was like, oh, he rolled up on me. It threw me off. I was like, oh, fuck. What? I said, what, motherfucker? Man, if you ain't gonna do nothing, man, keep fucking moving, man. You ain't get on the car, don't do nothing. I mean, stop talking. Just keep moving. Right? Because usually, like, if I think I'm in the wrong, or if I'm not in the wrong, I usually apologize. But it depends on a motherfucking temperament, how they talking to you. Right? But he came on some real gangster shit. I'm like, man, fuck you, bro. You ain't gonna do nothing. You ain't get out of the car, nigga. Keep moving. He moved, whatever. So, but my point is, you may not run into a person like me. Right? You may run into a motherfucker that really think it's a threat. You rolling up on people like that. Talking real grimy out the mouth. You don't know the fuck you rolling up on, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, people, listen, be very honest about this. People are very scary out here. People scared of every fucking thing. They scared of their own shadow. So motherfuckers just rolling up on them like that, talking real grimy out their mouth. You don't know a motherfucker, you roll up on a motherfucker, and they like, what? Boo! Because they feel like you're a threat because you rolled up on them. Especially if you're in these open carry states. Come on, bro. That's why I said it ain't that serious like that. Right? Like, road rage. Motherfucker almost hit you or some shit like that. Yeah, you get a little angry about it, but you don't roll up on people like that. Because that shit can lead to something way worse. You done seen people lose their life. Even the motherfucker you know they in the wrong, they still shoot and kill people. That's why when they talking about, oh, Karmelo, he shouldn't have been sitting there. Like, what the you talking about, bro? Like you talk like we're not talking about like this is something serious. This kid Austin got himself killed because what I'm saying is sometimes people cross the lines. they trying to be tough for no apparent reason, and this kid got himself killed because he ran into the wrong kid that day. And not what he just was saying. He literally put his hands on somebody. Come on, bro. Like I said, I seen people get killed for less. The motherfucker putting their hands on the motherfucker. I seen a motherfucker get killed because they threatened the motherfucker. The motherfucker like, all right, cool. And came back and blew a nigga head off. I seen that happen. So, and you see it all the time with road rage. How people just roll up on people because they get into these arguments and they start shooting in people's cars. And that's worse. Nobody got violent. Nobody touched nobody. So that's all I'm saying. So to try to like act like this kid Karmelo just, you know, he intentionally tried to kill his kid. First of all, think about it. This dude put his hands on him. We just seen people get killed for less. Come on, man.
Proportionality is a really, really important thing. And the facts here, this claim that it was in self-defense, that he was in fear of his life, is nonsense. The defense knows it's nonsense. And so what I think they're trying to do is create this new kind of OJ dynamic where they want to completely racialize it and either somehow get him off by making sure they have people.
How's that new? If you think OJ got off on some racist shit, which he did, but it wasn't like it was a lie. The cop that was involved was a racist and said racist shit. So fuck the whole case up. And then the prosecutor actually put this cop on the stand. You got to be kidding me. Ain't nothing new about that. The fuck you talking about? Anyway, let's move on.
On the jury who sympathize with him racially, or they want to be able to contextualize it or get it thrown out on appeal. It wasn't a jury of his peers. I think it's absolute nonsense. It seems to have been an unprovoked, fatal, deadly attack, and they don't.
Hold on, shout out my brother talking. I said that shit a while ago when I first started. I said that. I said the way this dude is talking, it was like he was saying that this kid, like Austin, has some type of authority over another kid, over Karmelo. Like, nigga, if he didn't want to move, go get a coach. I said the same shit, talk. But like I said, we grown ups and we live in real reality, right? Like, you get what I mean? I guess the racists ain't even thinking about it because they don't live in real reality. And people that think that Karmelo should go to jail over this shit. Spend the rest of his life in jail over this shit. No. And stop trying to deflect that this Austin, God rest his soul, did he deserve to die? No. But like I said, it was plenty of, they keep asking why Karmelo had a knife, why he came over there and all this other shit. They questioning all that. Why did nobody's questioning that Austin should have, it's other things he could have did than put his hands on his kid. I don't give a fuck if it was a small push or a big push. You put your hands on somebody over a fucking seat. Over a seat. Nobody's thinking about that. This is over sitting. He lost his life because whatever the fuck he was thinking about, he lost his life over somebody sitting somewhere they ain't supposed to have been sitting. Come on, man. And then take that out of him losing his life. He put his hands on somebody over somebody sitting somewhere they ain't supposed to have been sitting. When he had he told him, you can't sit there and do come on, say whatever. He had options. This nigga went to get security. Shit, he could have called the police. I'd rather for him to been a Karen at that point. The fuck out of here, bro. Nobody's want to put no accountability on this kid. And I understand he lost his life, but he had options too. He could have did things differently too. Keep trying to question this kid Karmelo. Fuck out of here, bro. And listen, if it was vice versa like that, I'd have blamed Karmelo. Like he'd have had options too. Nigga, you don't put your hands on nobody over no seat. We're talking about seating people. We're talking about where somebody don't supposed to sit. Come on, man. Ain't like Karmelo put his hands on somebody, did some fuck shit. It was nothing like that. Anyway, let's move on.
Contextualize it or get it thrown out on appeal. It wasn't a jury of his peers. I think it's absolute nonsense. It seems to have been an unprovoked, fatal, deadly attack, and they don't have the facts with them. They don't have the law with them, so now they just have to cry racism.
Men over 45 don't know their boots are the reason their back hurts. But Movara is different.
Now, mind you, this is what racists do. They ain't got no facts. They ain't got nothing. They don't even use logic no more. They just make up shit. They basically just saying Karmelo it's basically saying that Karmelo just stabbed this dude because he said something to him. See how racists do? That's what they do. My bad, people. Yeah, like, you see how racists do? They ignore facts. They ignore shit. They're like, oh, just Karmelo he went to go sit somewhere. They told him to leave. He didn't leave. And he stabbed this kid over words. That's what racists do. They ignore facts. They ignore logic. Common sense. Now, listen how Megyn Kelly, she ain't going to correct them or nothing. She just going to roll with it.
It seems to have been an unprovoked, fatal, deadly attack, and they don't have the facts with them. They don't have the law with them, so now they just have to cry racism.
Wow.
That's the thing. So provocation is relevant here. It was unprovoked.
First of all, I want to say this too. You see how they pushing the narrative that the defense lawyer for Karmelo, they're using race. They ain't brought race up at all in this trial. Like, they haven't brought up race. Who you talk? Are you talking about the lawyers? Because the lawyers never brought up race. They brought up self-defense. That's all they did. And then you lied about that. It's like basically excusing what Austin did of putting his hands on somebody. But come on, man. If I warn you, you better not put your hands on me, and you do it anyway, your expectations of what I'm going to do to you is your expectations. If you put your hands on me, you don't know what you don't know what I'm going to do to you. You should understand not to put your hands on somebody. But he wanted to play tough. Austin wanted to play tough, and he fucked around and found out. Now they're trying to act like this kid was so innocent. No, he put his hands on somebody. And they was talking. And you see how he just ignored that Austin put his hands on somebody. They were just trying to act like Austin. Excuse me. Austin basically was just telling him he got to move, and then all of a sudden, Karmelo just stabbed him over words. You see how they just ignore that? Excuse me. That's what racists do. They like to change narratives, and they like to keep out factual shit to fit their narratives. Excuse me. Dang, my allergies setting up bad.
By Austin Metcalf, but it was provoked by Karmelo Anthony. You know, Karmelo Anthony, according to the police report, went over to him. Well, Austin said, "Get out of our tent." I mean, it's come out in the trial that there were multiple tents at the track meet for multiple schools, and you were supposed to stand, if at all, under the tent for your school and not somebody else's school. And the
First
tents
of all,
were
and they leaving out shit, right? Excuse me. Excuse me. They leaving out shit. First of all, like I said, I know more shit now, right, than in the beginning. Excuse me. And Megyn Kelly, she knows better too, but she's trying to fit that racist narrative, right? Like he just said, "Fuck it, I'm going over to this tent to make a scene." Excuse me, to make a scene, right? Excuse me. And number one, people, it was raining. Excuse me, it was raining out there, right? Number two, what Megyn Kelly and these racists ain't telling you is that one of the witnesses for the prosecutors knew, they knew Karmelo. They knew him. The dude knew him. Excuse me. He tried to get on the stand and pretend that he didn't know Karmelo. Until the defense was like, "Oh, we got photos of you motherfuckers at environments the way y'all taking selfies and you know what I mean? You don't know him?" Excuse me. Then the kid said, "Oh, he was cool, but I ain't know him like that." When, excuse me, when that's bullshit, because Karmelo ex-girlfriend and the dude was childhood friends. So the photos, a lot of the photos they were seeing was to this witness of this young kid of him, Karmelo, his ex-girlfriend. I think it was her mother's 50th birthday. It was shit that he was in photos with. So you didn't know this dude? I ain't know him like that. Now you didn't know him. Excuse me. You didn't know him. You know him like that because he was dating your childhood friend. So you did know him. He was at functions with your childhood friends, and you was there taking selfies, all that shit. And that's what I mean. Like, what the fuck is going on here? The fuck? Hold on, y'all. Give me a second. My allergies acting up bad. I don't know how the fuck bugs got in the house. All right, my bad, people. I'm back. I don't know what the fuck going on here. Fucking my allergies acting up bad. You know what? I didn't take my allergy pills. That's what it is. I didn't take my damn allergy pills. Fuck. For some weird reason, when it start getting dark and shit, my allergies start acting up. I don't know what it is, but it start doing that. And then I start seeing like some weird shit, like if I see bugs and like ants and shit, flies and shit, for some reason it triggered the shit out of my allergies. I don't know what the fuck that's about. Excuse me, people. Y'all gotta excuse me, man, for sniffling. But anyway, but that's what I'm saying. That's what racists do. They try to like take out the facts and common sense and shit like that to fit their racist narrative. And this shit is unbelievable, bro. I can't believe they doing it. And Megyn Kelly know better, right? She has a degree in being a lawyer and being a fake ass journalist too. But you know what I mean? Like she knows better. And you pushing that narrative and you let this dude lie like that, like Karmelo just hurt the dude Austin said something to him, he just stabbed him. She don't correct it or nothing. It's not good journalism. But anyway, let's move on.
Get out of our tent. I mean, it's come out in the trial that there were multiple tents at the track meet for multiple schools, and you were supposed to stand, if at all, under the tent for your school and not somebody else's school. And the tents were predominantly.
And, oh, my bad. And when she trying to make it seem like Karmelo just like randomly just went over there to be like on some destructive shit, like he was trying to antagonize Austin or the team or something. He's seen the dude that was a teammate of Austin. Like I told you, the dude, he testified and tried to pretend that he didn't know who fucking Karmelo was, that he was childhood friends with Karmelo ex-girlfriend. They took pictures and photos. They've been at functions together. He tried to pretend he didn't know him. That's the first thing he did. The second thing he did, we ain't that cool. When the defense say, you don't know him? What's these photos? Well, yeah, we did that, but we ain't cool like that. He ain't my friend, but we cool. You tried to pretend that you didn't know him. And mind you, Karmelo, when he went over there at that tent, the dude that tried to pretend he don't know Karmelo, right? All of a sudden, when Karmelo went over there, he gave him a pound. They gave each other a pound. He sat down next to him, started talking to him. Come on, bro. But then, listen, Megyn Kelly and them ain't gonna tell you that though.
By Austin Metcalf, but it was provoked by Karmelo Anthony. You know, Karmelo Anthony, according to the police report, went over to him. Well, Austin said, "Get out of our tent." I mean, it's come out in the trial that there were multiple tents at the track meet for multiple schools, and you were supposed to stand, if at all, under the tent for your school and not somebody else's school. And the tents were predominantly for the athletes to come back to in between, like, meets. So understandably, you wouldn't want, the rival school under your tent, and nobody was doing that. But what they testified to was Karmelo Anthony's school didn't have a tent. So it's possible he was wandering there in good faith. I don't know. I'm not sure. I didn't hear the testimony firsthand yet. But that it could be that he was in the wrong place and didn't realize he shouldn't be. But he was told by Austin.
No, that wasn't that. First of all, we don't know that. But that she said she not admitting that. Right? She trying to pretend she don't know that. First of all, I don't really give a fuck if he meant to go over there or not. I don't really care. Austin should have never put his hands on him. Just being honest about it. I don't know why this shit is complicated for people. God rest the kid's soul. He should have never put his hands on him. See, that's what happened when people want to be tough and they want to put their hands on people when you ain't got no reason to. Austin had, he had one good option. When just say Karmelo said, fuck that shit. I ain't moving nowhere. Right? He should have went to go get the coach. It's adults there. He didn't have to do that. He didn't have to put his hands on that kid. Put his hand on Karmelo. He didn't do it. They just skipping all over that shit. They just trying to say, oh, he came over and intentionally tried to do some shit. He knew he wasn't welcome. They all knew that. So what? Even if they did. So what? Even if Karmelo knew. Let's just say he did. No. He ain't supposed to have been under those tents. So what? They ain't full motherfucking Austin to put his hands on fucking Karmelo. Yeah, he got a right to approach. Hey, bro, you can't be over here. This only team only. Understandable. I respect it. Right? Respect it. Respect that shit. Come on, say, man, fuck that. Fuck about that shit. You know what he supposed to do? You know what Austin supposed to do? Instead of trying to play a tough guy, trying to act like he got authority over another child that's the same age as him. Go get an adult. That's what you're supposed to do. That's what you're supposed to do, Austin. That's what Austin's supposed to do. But they try to act like Austin is some type of authority figure over another fucking child. And Karmelo supposed to listen to him. And that's why some black people look at this shit of people like Megyn Kelly and them talking about this. That's why they use race. Who are you to say that? I understand the rules. But that kid, Austin, did not. Yes, he had a right to say, hey, bro, you don't supposed to be here. Team only. If Austin say, if Karmelo say, man, fuck that shit. You know what I'm supposed to do? Instead of playing tough guy? If he really was so concerned of motherfuckers being in the tent, because he got no authority over no other child, you go get an authority figure. That's what he's supposed to do, but he didn't do it. He put his hands on another child. And then now we're here in this situation. Now this kid is dead. But Megyn Kelly and all them act like this kid, just even if they say all this happened, Austin ain't supposed to put his hands on him. It was just a push. Then they change it. It was just a push. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. You putting your hands on somebody over seating arrangements. Like, I'm not, like, you know how people be getting into like fights and shit when they be at shows and stadiums and shit. Like, you sitting in my seat and motherfucker act like they don't want to leave, you get to beating with them. Like, nigga, I'm not arguing with you about that. Nigga, I'm going to get security and you going to get the fuck up. Because I got the information to say you don't supposed to be here. I'm not sitting there beefing with you getting tough. You can talk all that gangster shit all you want. You getting the fuck up. I don't give a fuck what you talking about. And a lot of that shit be pride. People tell you, man, fuck you, get the fuck out of here. And that's most likely happened with Austin. He didn't like the response that came from Karmelo, and he took the shit into his own hands, and he fuck around got killed. That's what happened. Like, it's not rocket scientists here, people. Like, if I'm on a jury, I'm not, like, this shit's not complicated to me. Let's move on.
So it's possible he was wandering there in good faith. I don't know. I'm not sure. I didn't hear the testimony firsthand yet. But that it could be that he was in the wrong place and didn't realize he shouldn't be. But he was told by Austin Metcalf to leave the tent. And there was testimony by a coach that he had told Austin Metcalf, like, you be a leader, keep things in order in here, which would include keeping out rival teams' representatives. And that he had gone over to Karmelo Anthony. And
you know what? If that's the case, then the coach should be on trial for murder. Like, what's the conversation you having with this kid? Of, hey man, if shit go, that you could tell them that they don't listen, then you come get me. I mean, what's the conversation? Why did Austin feel this authoritarian this shit like he, you know what I mean? Yeah, he the leader. You gave him authority to say something. But did you have a conversation with him if they don't listen? To put their hands on somebody? Like, this will come with the coach. What's up with the coach? It's like you're giving a kid a responsibility in a way that he shouldn't have. Listen, it's a kid, man. And maybe Austin really was feeling himself. He probably the captain, leader, whatever. But an adult wouldn't handle that like that. Not a responsible adult. Just say if it was an adult that said that to Karmelo and he said the same shit that he said to Austin. You know what that coach would have did? He wouldn't have put his hands on him. He'd have called the police. He'd have called security. Got his ass removed. That's what grown-ass adults do. So when you put kids in positions that they're not qualified to handle, this is what happens. So the coach is just as much as responsible of this situation than Karmelo and motherfucking Austin. He's probably more responsible. It's a grown-ass man, adult. Let's move on, man.
He had told Austin Metcalf, like, you be a leader, keep things in order in here, which would include keeping out rival teams' representatives. And that
listen, and you see how they're trying to push this kid as a grown-ass adult. And I'm talking about Austin. And he's a kid. 17 years old. And you seen, listen, I don't give a fuck what people talking about. Especially when it comes to the young boys. Their brains ain't fully developed until they fucking 30, bro. They ain't fucking fully developed. And it depends what their lifestyle was and how they grew up. Shit, it might be 30, 35. You understand people struggle? Supposed to be young men. Come on, man. You put this responsibility into a kid's. And like I'm trying to ask, what was the conversation with the coach in Austin? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, it's a conversation you gotta have. Austin, okay, you know what? And if they don't leave, you come see me. If they don't leave, then come get me. But you tell them they can't see it. Right? Or you go get security, or you come get me. Like, it's a conversation for this kid, Austin, just to get aggressive the way he did. What's the conversation he had with the coach? The coach is more responsible than these two kids. The fucking adults failed these kids. And everybody, in the Megyn Kelly, these grown as adults, they don't even bring this up. It's a kid dead, and it's a very highly possibility that a kid that killed the kid is getting ready. It's a very high possibility that he's getting ready to go to jail for the rest of his life. So he's basically dead. But the adults don't take no responsibility. Come on, man. Fuck out of here, bro. And this is why they get all upset at the youth when you ain't teaching the youth shit. You're giving them responsibilities about life and you ain't really teaching them shit. Yes, you got to experience some shit, but you got to teach the kids, the young folks. You got to teach them. And if you feel like it's going in one ear out the other, it doesn't matter. I thought the same shit. I thought, a nigga, you old niggas, I'm living my life like that. But I remember what these old niggas told me. I remember what the OGs told me. Because when shit hit the fan, yeah, the OG did tell me that shit. You get older, you start thinking, yeah, he did tell me that. She did tell me that. And now that shit makes sense. But at least they have the knowledge. Regardless if they fuck up or not. If they lucky enough to get through the fuck shit, at least they got the knowledge. You don't not give the knowledge to the young folks because you don't think they listening. It doesn't matter. It's your responsibility, regardless if you think they listening or not. Listen, I got family members, OGs, motherfuckers than me. And the way how I act towards family, they probably don't like how I act and how I treat motherfuckers. But that's me. But it ain't like I don't listen to them and no shit like that. I just come in from a different point of view. That don't mean that they right. It don't mean they wrong. It don't mean I'm right and I'm wrong. It's just, hey, but I know what they're saying. I get it. I'm just doing this shit the way I do it. I can't live how y'all do it. Listen, people, I thought this shit a while ago, right? I thought that I always tell people, I always felt alone all my life. And as I got older, I started to see and started to feel that I kind of prefer to be alone, right? Because I don't like shit that people do that trigger me, right? But when you stop and think about it, right? Because like I always tell me, when you live on morals and principles, everybody ain't on that. Everybody ain't on that. And I'm really starting to realize that shit now. Like, people are really not on your type of time. Right? And you could be right about this shit, but it don't matter. right? If motherfuckers feel the way they feel, it just is what it is. That goes for family, people that love you, whatever. Like they see whatever they want to see. So you can't, like, as much as you try to like fix shit or try to. I just don't like. For me, I don't. Always been my problem. When I love somebody the way I love them, right? They probably can do some shit that fuck me over more than the motherfucker that I got love for, but not really. Because I don't love people like that. I really don't. I don't really care about people like that. Like you know what I mean? Like friends and family and shit. Like I've never been that type of person, but I always tell people, I see it's almost a gift and a curse for me. Like when I love you, I love you. Like, you get what I mean? I don't know how to turn off that love. Like when I genuinely love you. So it's hard for me. So I always feel like people take advantage of that shit for me. But if I don't really fucking love you like that, you'll know. Right? Like, I think everybody take people for granted. That's just life. Everybody take people for granted. Right? Like, people do shit for you. People take you for granted. It's just, you take people for granted. People take you for granted. That's just life. That's just how shit be. But when somebody really, like, I always tell you, like, I don't like that shit of, like, when somebody know you love them, right? That shit is dangerous. When somebody really know you and they love you, when somebody know you and they know you really love them, that shit is very dangerous. Because people will use that shit against you. Honestly. And I always tell people that. Like, I never, like I try not to. I put it this way. I try not to do that shit. But I'm starting to, like, I really feel that shit. And the crazy shit about it is that I thought people love me. Like you know what I mean? Because you get blinded by love too. You get blinded by people. You think people love you. They don't really love you. Listen, a motherfucker love you to help you try to fix some shit. Right? Nobody pulls somebody that really love you. You don't turn them off like that. Right? Like, you don't do that. Like, you get what I mean? I always tell people, like, I'd rather be sad of not having certain shit, right, with somebody, but I don't want to be, I want something from you to make me happy. Like, you get what I mean? Like motherfuckers be, I started to realize, like, people that I was tight with, they want something from me. They want me to give them something that I'm not going to ever give them. Never going to give them. Pain is pain, people. You know what I mean? And if you hurt people a certain type of way, I get it. But for people, like, I've seen people, like, my thing is, I don't love people like that. And that's what bothered me. My first turning on me, switching on me and shit like that, I'm like, all right, cool. Like, it's not cool, but I'm like, what the fuck is that? No, I ain't getting what I need. Like, listen, I always tell motherfuckers this. Yo, you can't blame other people for not being happy, right? Like, you get what I mean? Like, you gotta be like, if you want more, okay, I get that in life, right? Like, if you dealing with people like they want more in life and shit like that, or people look at life a little different than you do. That's fine. That's okay. But the sit there and be hating on, like not hating, but like kind of like turning on people that don't think and feel the way you feel. And then motherfuckers start acting like, oh, you the problem. Nah, I ain't doing that. Like, I'm not doing that. That shit, listen, a lot of that shit hurts too. Because I know what I sacrifice emotionally. It's not about financially, none of that shit to me. Emotionally, I know what I sacrifice. And cut shit off and stop fucking with people. Shit like, I'll tell you this. I started to see people switch on me when I ain't have morals and principles and I ain't stand on none of that shit that I'll be talking about, stuff I talk about. Everybody's my friend. Everybody my family. Everybody give a fuck. Right? Because I don't care about shit. Because they can just be around me on immoral shit. Like, I see that shit. Now, when I'm on that shit, they don't fuck with me no more. It's almost like you change. That's how that shit be. That's real talk. That's how that shit be. And like I said, I got some shit in the next year. It's gonna shock y'all. But we'll talk about when it happens. Don't worry about it. Let's get back into this.
Testimony by a coach that he had told Austin Metcalf, like, you be a leader, keep things in order in here, which would include keeping out rival teams' representatives. And that he had gone over to Karmelo Anthony and told him to leave. And it was the equivalent of make me, and he said, why don't you put your hands on me and see if you can make me. And that Austin Metcalf did put hands on Karmelo Anthony in some way, shape, or form. Like, there's been testimony that he grabbed him or he may have pushed him. He didn't punch him. No one's even alleging a punch. And the next thing you know, he got stabbed through the heart. So there was provocation. But
you see how they ignoring that? Talk about how aggressive the black kid was. All this talking. He did talking. Mind you, Karmelo did talking. He never touched this dude. Right? It's words. Words happen, right? You see how they use his words of instigating. He won't leave and all this. Everything they're saying. But you see how they just blow past that Karmelo never touched him. Now put his hands on him, on Austin, but Austin did. You see how they gloss past it? So how they try to make it still his fault? They try to make it seem like, well, he just shoved him, pushed him. Like it ain't no big deal. Listen, people, if you get in an argument with somebody, this says a grocery store, get in an argument with somebody, have a disagreement, right? And somebody pushes you and put their hands on you. Aren't you going to get aggressive? You're going to get aggressive. Because that person showed you that they're a threat to you. Words is words. But when somebody put their hands on you, that's a whole nother different thing. Shit triggers. It's a different level. But you see how the racist trying to pretend, the words was more serious, that the defiance of Karmelo not leaving was more serious than Austin putting his hands on Karmelo. That's what racists do. Because that black Negro shouldn't have said it. He should have just got up and left. What? Let's move on. Just listen how they talking. I told y'all, excuse me, a motherfucker ain't gotta be racist, bro. They ain't gotta say, not racist, but they ain't gotta say racist shit for you to hear the racism. Like, they ain't gotta say nigga and all that other shit. Just listen to what she's saying. He should have just, when Austin told him he gotta get up and leave, he should have just left. What? He was defiant. So that's why Austin had to put hands on him. Like, Austin is some type of authoritarian or some shit. Like, he's supposed, like he's a grown ass adult. Like, he's the coach or something. You're just a leader of the team. You're not a grown ass. You're a kid just like that kid. But they, but it's so, and they always talk about, where's this racism coming in? Megyn Kelly, you're proving it. Why are you acting like this black child supposed to just got up and left because Austin said he had to leave? Why didn't you not saying, instead of Austin putting his hands on him, he should just go and get the coach? You're not saying that. That's why a lot of black people bring up race. Because of shit that you say and ignore. But anyway, let's move on.
Me and see if you can make me. And that Austin Metcalf did put hands on Carmelo Anthony in some way, shape, or form. Like, there's been testimony that he grabbed him or he may have pushed him. He didn't punch him. No one's even alleging a punch. And then the next thing you know, he got stabbed through the heart. So there was provocation.
See how she downplayed it? Well, he didn't get punched. He shoved him, put hands on him. Like I said, you put your hands on me. That's like, put it this way. If you shove me, I'm not saying I'm going to stab you, but there's a very possibility. If you got so close to me that I thought you was going to put hands on me, I'd probably shoot you if I got my gun. Or I'm going to pull my shit out on you. One of the two. I'm going to shoot you, or I'm going to pull that bitch out. And it go in that order. I might shoot you, or I'm going to pull that bitch out. So, she's trying to downplay of this dude putting his hands on Karmelo. Like I said, it's okay for you to say he shouldn't have stabbed the kid. Okay. Why did Austin thought that it was okay for him to put his hands on Karmelo? Why is that? You don't want to talk about that. Like, come on. I know somebody's dead. I get that. But you don't know what people can take as a threat. If you put your hands on me, that's a threat. I don't give a fuck if you push me, shove me. I don't care. It's a threat to me. So if I got a gun or a knife, it's very possible I'm going to shoot or stab you. He should have just pushed them back. Mm-mm. And like I said, the laws is different down in Texas too. So they keep thinking this is shit is a slam dunk, but it's not. But the other part is that, like I said, imagine if the roles was reversed with Megyn Kelly and these fucking racists be sitting there and saying, hey, you know what? Austin should not have stabbed him over no push. They wouldn't be saying this. These racists would not be saying this. They would say Austin is justified because he's black and he stabbed and killed a white dude. That's where the racism come in at. Megyn Kelly, because we know the shit that you're talking about or defending Austin, you wouldn't do it if Karmelo was Austin. You would say it's justified. You got no right to put your hands on nobody. You be using the same common sense that I'm saying. And a lot of you racist ass white folks, because he's black and he killed a white dude, he ain't had to go to that extreme like that. What? Let's move on.
Over to Carmelo Anthony and told him to leave. And it was the equivalent of make me. And he said, why don't you put your hands on me and see if you can make me. And that Austin Metcalf did
He didn't say it like that. He said, if you put your hands on me, if you put your fucking hands on me, you'll see. Don't put your fucking hands on me. Listen, I don't give a fuck who that is. If somebody give you a warning, if you put your fucking hands on me, this motherfucker ain't playing. Some people bold enough to take that risk, which is that kid, God rest his soul, Austin, took that risk. And he fucked around and found out. Everybody is, listen, or the kid is talking about, he felt like his life was in danger. Probably a scary kid. We don't know. But I told y'all, scary people will kill people faster than a thug would. A gangster motherfucker would. I keep telling y'all that. Or they think they tough. A motherfucker tough. A scary dude will kill you before a tough dude will. Austin been probably thinking he's a captain, leader. He probably think he can talk to people any kind of way. He could have did that shit to others. You don't know. For that kid to do that, put his hands on another kid over a seat. Imagine his thought process of he think if I tell you something, I'm the leader, you do it. He don't know the kid, but I tell you something, you do it, because I'm in charge. Okay. That shit can go so many different ways. And now this kid is dead. the fuck out of here. Listen, you can't put your hands on people. Sorry. I understand people saying, but he ain't have to stab him. Amen. I'm a grown-ass man. God willing, be 45 next month. Nigga, I'm not putting my hands on somebody because I got somewhat of authority. Somebody to give me some type of authority. Say people can't stand here. I'm going to put my hands on them because they ain't listening to me? Oh, no. You don't want to leave? Okay, cool. And you talking about kids. You give kids that authority to do some shit like that? Come on, man. This is bound to happen. I'm talking about young men on both sides, brain ain't fully developed. They motherfuckers sitting out there. I can't believe Karmelo did what he did. Come on, bro. Should have something different. He a kid. Austin, same shit. I can't believe Austin, put his hands on the. He's a kid. He's a fucking kid. Y'all didn't think nothing was going to happen with this? Come on, man. Now this kid is dead. And another kid may die in jail. So as grown-ass adults, and I get the families on both sides feeling hurt, paranoia, whatever. Y'all failed these kids. The parents failed them. The teachers failed them. You got one kid dead and another kid, you're ready. Listen, if he get convicted, his life is over. It's a wrap. It's like him being dead. Only because the adults that's supposed to be in a room not being adults fuck these kids over. And then the coach had a nerve to get on a stand. Come on, man. This shit is crazy. Even if, just to say that the young brother gets off, right? They find him not guilty. His life ain't the same no more. He fucked. You think he ain't gonna dream about him killing another motherfucker over and over again? Killing Austin over and over again. This life already fucked. He's already fucked. What they don't tell you is that the young brother, when he stabbed the dude, police, he said, is he okay? That's how you know that it wasn't intentional. They were trying to say like, or he intentionally tried to kill Austin. He asked, is he okay? He didn't even think that he killed the kid. Come on, bro. Oh, these are kids. And the grown-ass adults in the room is playing around with these kids' lives. You got these kids' lives. Like, if I'm the fucking parents, if I am, to a certain extent, to the parents, can't tell people how to grieve, right? But to the coaches and all these motherfuckers administrators and all that shit. You should be ashamed of yourselves. You should be ashamed of yourselves. Take some responsibility that you fucked these kids. You fucked up. Austin should have never thought that he had the authority to tell another kid. But listen, he could say it, but for him to get physical, oh no. That's a conversation that I'm having with any of my leads. Listen, if they don't listen, come get me. And we're talking about people, we're talking about kids sitting. We're not talking about violence. It was nothing violence. It was no violence. Nothing violent about Karmelo doing what he did. It was nothing violent about that. Even if when he told Austin, I ain't moving no motherfucking way. It was nothing violent. Talking about sitting. And then it led to violence. Come on, man. As a grown-ass adult, I'm taking some type of responsibility for that. Why did this kid think that he could physically put hands on another kid and not come get me? Like, seriously. But the coach got his bitch ass up there and testified like, what type of fucking leader are you? You take no responsibility in that. The fuck out of here. I'm sick of people. I'm sick of grown-ass adults pretending they ain't got no responsibility of what's happening to these kids. We basically, listen, even if Karmelo get off, we still lost him. He fucked up, bro. He killed somebody, bro. He killed somebody. He ain't gonna be right. And listen, and I know this for a fact. He's not gonna be right. He's not gonna be right. Telling you that. Is one thing of seeing somebody die. It's another thing you take a motherfucker life. Regardless if you justified it or not, you killed somebody. That kid ain't gonna be the same. Karmelo ain't gonna be the same, bro. And these motherfuckers sitting out here and you keep trying to tear down this kid, Karmelo, nigga, he ain't gonna be the same. That's like, listen, it was just a bad situation. Shit happened, bro. Even with Austin, like, it's whatever the fuck he was thinking about, it was wrong. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was a bad situation. It wasn't, like, you know what I mean? And like I said, I believe in karma. I believe in real life. I don't live in fantasy. This shit most likely supposed to happen. Honestly. Because this shit was, if you look at the shit, it's weird. Like, I'm looking at Austin like, what the fuck was you thinking about? Like, why don't you just go get somebody? But it's a kid. So we all can say, oh, he's supposed to want to go get somebody. Like, he's a fucking kid, bro. And a fucking grown-ass adult telling him, you the leader, you do everything. And this kid taking that shit to the next level, thinking that he's authority over other kids. Is it a conversation he had with his coach? What if they say no? That's a question you ask the coach. Did you tell him if they say no, what they supposed to do? I'm out, man. Like I said, they always like this ain't about race, yo. This is about at the end of the day. Yeah, we know some of this shit is about race, but at the end of the day, this shit is about kids from grown as adults not being adults. And that's why that kid is dead. And this is why this kid is on trial and can go to jail for the rest of his fucking life because of fucking adults. Because they don't want to grow the fuck up. Anyway, leave your comments, hit that like button, support your boy, Mr. Don't be out.